What we will try to do is we'll try to understand or we'll try to work with GitHub today. So,
Okay.
the reason is everyone need to collaborate, and
Okay.
it's important in a project to make sure that everyone is working on a single code rather than multiple versions of the code. So
Okay.
for that, we will use GitHub.
Okay.
So what you can do is please share your screen. Do you
Sure.
know what is GitHub and how to use GitHub?
No.
Okay. Yeah, share your screen. I'll try to help you out.
Yeah. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can.
The Teams, right? Or the desktop.
Only the Teams
Okay.
website,
Okay. Okay.
but it would be better if you can share complete desktop, but that's fine. So what you can do, from next time, try to install UiPath, sorry, Teams in your local machine, and then
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have UiPath.
if you would have joined it from
Okay.
Teams, then I can get the access of your machine. Like
Okay.
even if I want to take a remote cursor, then I can take it. So that's the
Okay.
reason.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Do you want me to? Okay.
Uh, for now, no. So can you please go to UI? Do you have GitHub Desktop in your machine installed?
I don't think so.
Did you work with UiPath Task Capture?
Yeah.
Is it easy for you to
Yeah.
understand Task
Yeah.
Capture?
Yeah. Yeah. I could able to do addition of two numbers.
So this is not only about addition of two numbers, but any kind of process if you want, you
Yeah.
can automate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Go to GitHub Desktop and download GitHub Desktop in browser.
I can.
And also go to uh, UiPath, sorry, Bajrang -B in GitHub.
I have this one, right?
Yes, correct. So for that, you need to first sign up. You need to log in. Try to log in with the same email ID that you have registered for the training. And you can
Okay.
also install GitHub Desktop in your machine. Go ahead and install.
I can sign up here.
Yeah, you can. Give your email ID. Click on continue. You can create any password. You can press N. Start puzzle.
Yeah, 2 to 5.
That's fine. You can select. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay.
Go for free version. You can clone my repository. Search Bajrang B or UiPath in 30 days training program. Then you can clone it. First you need to fork, then you need to clone.
Okay. So, do we need to create the repository?
Search on the top. There you already have. So my repository is already there. All you need is you just need to
Okay.
fork it. So when you're forking, it means that you are forking my code and creating your own version of the code. So on the
Okay.
top right, you have an option called fork. Click on that.
Fork. Okay.
Now all the data that's in my repo will be copied to your repo. So now it is copied.
Okay.
Now click on code and then you can hit on, I think someone joined. Yeah. So hello
Our
everyone.
code.
So we are just trying to work with GitHub. You didn't miss anything. Just continue. Let's continue with the program. Okay. Yeah. So here you have it, right? You can directly click on open GitHub desktop so that you can join. Yes. But there I think you just need to log in first. At the bottom you see a blue icon, right? Click on that and click on login. Yeah, you can use your email ID and password that you used. Authorized desktop.
Yeah.
Always allow.
Yeah, Vajrang, I think Purnima is waiting. Can you allow? Can you let her in?
Why she don't have the access?
Yes.
I requested her to join. She is not pulling in. Let me just share the invite. Yeah. So all you
Finish,
need,
right?
yeah, click on finish.
And it is like use my GitHub account name and email.
Yeah. I think my mobile got switched off. Can you just message her if possible? Ask Purnima to join this meeting. So
Yeah.
how you can
Okay.
do is click on that human button. There you can get um, open Teams once. Click on the human button at the bottom next to chat. Yeah. So copy the meeting URL. Invite someone. Just give her email ID. Yeah.
It says unavailable.
Yes. So how did you know that she is in? lobby. Did she message?
No. Oh yeah, I think she joined.
Hi, sorry, I don't know why the link didn't work. Has the link been changed?
We have the updated link. I've sent you an email. Didn't you receive it, Purni?
You have sent it in email, is it?
Yeah.
I don't think I received it.
Okay. So
Oh,
whenever
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, just now I saw that.
no problem. Okay. So we didn't complete anything more that you don't know. We are trying to just log in into GitHub, nothing else. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, there is a repository, Sudhira. So you can just click on that repository at the bottom. Yeah.
Mm.
Clone repository. Yes.
You are a clone?
Yeah. So you're copying that in your local for you
Yeah,
to work.
got it. Got it.
I have to go to github.com, is it?
Yes, and clone my repository or fork my repository, then clone it.
I have to sign in, right?
Yes, sign in. If you already have an account, you can sign in, or you need to sign up.
Actually, I have a account which I've never used. There's no password also.
Yeah, you can just use reset password or click on sign up for that. So Rajni and Swapna, you two please do the same because we need to work together today. And yes, so all you have is the file created. So what you can do, click on show in Explorer. Show in Explorer.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you call me after an hour? I am right now in training. Is there anything urgent? Okay. Fine. So where are we? So yes,
Yeah.
this is my folder. You need to create your own folder. Please create your own folder.
Okay.
Go back one step up. Yeah, create your own folder. So I want everyone to do the same. Create their own folders, please. And yeah, open Sudhira machine. Right. So now what we can do, we will create a dispatcher bot. So yesterday, if you have seen yesterday's meeting, I have given Swapna. I think Swapna just dropped off from the call. So I have asked Swapna to create RE framework and then update in our orchestrator.
Bajrang, I'm sorry for the interruption. Actually, yesterday I did not get the video. I did not heard of actually.
That's fine, Rajni. Anyhow, we are going to discuss the complete use case.
Sorry?
We are going to discuss the complete use case, so that's fine, even if you have missed yesterday's class.
No, actually, how did I get the video, the recording actually?
It's posted in the chat of our group, if I'm not wrong. But if I didn't, let me just.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, that's a local recording. That's different. But in YouTube,
Okay.
I'll give you the link.
Okay. And still, I don't think I do have the access in Teams because I can see only the RPA developer and the general.
Let's complete this, Rajni, and we'll work on it.
Okay. Also, I have joined it late. Could you please repeat the steps?
So, okay. Sudhira, why don't you guide Rajni to do this same?
Yeah, sure. Rajni, I have downloaded the GitHub desktop. So after downloading, I installed it and I logged in with my email ID and password. So Vajrang, he gave a link of his GitHub. So I cloned it, means I copied all his.
So Sudhira,
yeah.
just a second. Rajni, why don't
Sure.
you please share your screen and Sudhira will guide you how to do that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I also need to do all those steps actually. I'm not even able to log into GitHub. Twice I changed resetting the password.
No
I
problem.
don't know.
Just make it simple.
Sudhira, are you
Yeah.
able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can able to see the screen. Just GitHub desktop.
I have to.
Yeah, whoever want to download and install. Yeah, I'm telling this to download and install GitHub. Swapna, Rajni, and Purni.
This one?
GitHub desktop, Rajni.
This one, right?
Yeah, I think you can.
You open Firebase.
Yeah, type GitHub desktop. You'll get directly the link.
I have to download that,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, download for Windows. Yeah, download Purnima.
Yeah.
Yeah, save. Meanwhile, take the GitHub, Vajrang's GitHub. Do you have the link of?
Let me check.
The link is posted somewhere, is it?
Yeah. If you want, I'll.
No.
Like if you can put it in the group, WhatsApp group.
Yeah. I posted in Teams. I think you got it. The chat. Shivayogi.
No, once I download.
Today. His name is Shiva Yogi.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi Shiva.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Good morning. So let's continue with whatever we are doing, and we can see your use case later. Okay.
Purni, Rajni, I think you got downloaded. Please install it.
Could you please send me over the WhatsApp, because in Teams I don't have the access to it.
I'm sending you over WhatsApp.
Okay.
One second. No, what is this link and what is that desktop? It's still downloading for me. Few more seconds.
So GitHub
So
Desktop
what is
is
that
the
link and what is this?
application for connecting to GitHub website online. Okay. So
We need both the website and this. Okay.
yeah. So it's like GitHub is like a server, and GitHub Desktop it will reside in your local machine. Yeah, you can hit on run. It will reside in your local machine so that the files can be accessible and you can work with it. So simple thing. Take this GitHub Desktop as your client. So instead of using a CLI or any console, if you have used GitHub, we have used Git commit, Git push, so multiple activities. Anyone have any idea on using that? GitHub?
No, not exactly, but what I understood, if I can use it as a client, that means we can get the kind of license so that do all kind of activities.
And also various versions of projects that you can store, other person can access and download, I guess.
Yeah. So first you need to create a create and
Should I sign it to GitHub.com?
yes, please.
Yes.
.com or enterprise?
Enterprise is for organizations. We will go with .com. So if you have
.com, right? .com, right?
yes,
Yes,
yes.
Purni.
Okay.
So if you already have a ID, then use it. Or if you don't have, there is a option create an account at the bottom. You can use it.
Should I sign in with the same email ID
Yeah,
that
you
I'm
can.
using?
You can. But I'm just checking, do you already have the access or you don't have the access? If you don't have the access, click on
No,
create
I
an
don't.
account. Create an account at the bottom. So Shiva
Yeah, type
will
something.
work with your use case around 8:45. So 15 minutes or 25 minutes from now. Okay.
Yeah, today I connected the mobile. Actually it got weird, no? So in personal laptop, I need to install this Microsoft Teams on that.
Okay. Why don't you do it while
So
we are working on this?
You can give
yeah,
any
sure,
password,
sure.
Rashmi.
Sorry, could you come again, please?
You can give any password.
Yeah.
It says, see, for me, it's when I give my old email, it says it's invalid. And when I give new, I mean, I recreate it, it's saying it already existing. I don't know what to do here.
Use create an account and try to
Some fresh ID I'll give, not the one that I'm currently using with you. It won't create problem, right?
no, it will not.
Sudhira, should I create a new username?
Yeah, it's saying not available, right? So give some with your first last name also. I gave the same. If we give only with the first name, it's saying it's not available. I gave my first name and the last name, and you
Swapna,
can
you're
try that.
working.
Don't give the space.
Can you please unmute? Swapna,
Yes.
are you working on the same?
Yes, I just installed.
Say no.
Swapna, can you please talk?
It asks for a username, email address, password, and a username.
Start
Yeah.
puzzle.
Okay.
Fourth one. Second row, first one.
Swapna, we are not able to hear you.
Yeah. Try again. First one. Second row, first one. Yep. Create account.
Yes, Vajranga. I just installed my GitHub and I'm just trying to log in.
You'll get a code for your email ID. Just copy. Refresh.
Make sure that you are using the same email ID while logging in.
Same email ID for which?
You'll get an OTP. So just make sure you have the access for the email ID that you are giving it for GitHub.
Okay.
Scroll down. Yeah.
You can skip actually.
Yeah, skip.
Vajranga, I have given email ID, but it is not taking.
Swapna, right?
Yes.
So what it is throwing an error? What error is it throwing?
Email is invalid or already taken.
Continue, Rajni.
So email is invalid or?
Already taken.
Okay. So just try to add the email and hit on reset password.
Well, I have reached github.com. I was able to log in. Now it says create repository or import repository or start a project. What should I do here?
I have sent you the link in WhatsApp, or you can also search RPA developer in 30 days in the search on the top. Or you can also
Only-
search my ID, Vajrang.
Sorry.
Vajrang, I'll search. Is it in that GitHub itself?
Yeah. Rajni, search Vajrang on the left top. Top.
Yeah, I came to one page which
In the
says
search or jump to. We
Yeah.
have a box. No, not that. Rajni.
You can click
Yeah.
on cancel changes so that the items get cancelled.
now in this page, what should I do, Vajrang? That RPA developer in 30 days page.
Yeah, just a second. So let.
Is this Sudhira?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
Click on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. First, so Swapna and others, please look. So when you have this code, this is my code. Like I'm the owner of it. So if you want to make any changes as a team, what you need to do is you need to first fork that code. Go to the top and click on fork on the right side. Right top. Right top.
Yeah, can you
What?
repeat once again?
Oh, which is the one, right?
Right top, there is an option called fork, F-O-R-K.
Are you pointing it at it? I can't see.
Yeah, that's fork.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Hit on fork. So what it will do, it will create your version of my code.
Okay.
Okay, now click on the green code icon. So this is Rajni Rahman's code. So, and then click on open GitHub with desktop. Yeah, GitHub desktop. So here it will ask you if you are good with GitHub desktop. So it's saying you need to log in. So go to GitHub desktop and log in first.
Vajrang, can you give me the URL of the GitHub?
I have added that in the chat. You can check. Rajni, at the bottom you have GitHub icon. Click on that and log in. Next to Teams.
Desktop.
Yeah, in the desktop.
Here?
Yes,
The
correct.
toolbar.
Go
No,
and
in the
search.
left side it is saying sign in to github.com and it's doing an auto sign in. Should I skip that step?
No need, it will sign in.
Okay, but I'm not getting a separate sign in for desktop.
Can you press on cancel and then try sign in to go github.com again? Yeah, sign into github.com again.
Okay. Yeah.
Now
It comes to a page.
Authorize desktop, give access. Always allow, open GitHub desktop. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to link online server with our local machine.
It says open.
Finish.
Always allow, I should click, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Open GitHub desktop.exe, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So now you can see Rajni Rahman's RP developer 30 days training training. Click on that and then
It gives.
use clone.
This one?
Yeah, that's
No,
correct.
one sec. Vajrang, for me it comes name. It says configure git. Use my GitHub account name and email address or configure manually. There are two options and it says name and email. And email, it's giving some very long email.
Yeah, that is with GitHub. You can hit on continue.
Finish I can give, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, clone. You can clone it.
Okay, and then it says, let's get started. Oh, clone a repository from the internet, is it?
Yeah,
Clone.
Or create
Clone.
you can clone.
clone, okay. Filter your repositories. Purni Bhaskar work RPA developer in 30 days is what I have to select, is it?
Correct.
And then say clone.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So now hit on continue. Yeah. So now what's happening is my code is getting downloaded into your local machine, or your own repo is downloaded. Your version of the repo is getting downloaded. Hit on show in Explorer. Show in Explorer. Control Shift F. Yeah. So here, if you see,
Sorry.
all these are folders. Let's do one thing. Purni, you can share your screen.
Yeah. 1 second.
Okay, I'm doing stop presenting.
Yeah, you can stop the presentation.
1 second. I'm just trying to see where is our screen now. I'm like too many screens open. Yeah. Okay.
Install your Teams in your local machine so that you will not have issues.
Okay. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So this is happening.
Yeah, this is cloning.
Okay. Now what should I do? Oh,
You
it
can
came.
hit on show in Explorer.
No, it's come to this page. It's asking me to continue or not.
Yes. Continue. Because you are going to contribute to my project, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Show in Explorer.
Where is that option? Show in Explorer? Oh, here. Okay, this one. For the first. Okay. Yeah.
So you have everyone's code here. Okay.
Okay.
Create your own folder with your name.
Okay.
Okay. Did you done? Okay. Open that, Purnima. Open that. Yeah. What you can do, say that right click and add a new file and say that first file or anything, initialization. Add a text file and say that first file. Okay. Open that and save it. Open that and add some text on inside that. Yeah. Hit on save. So go back to GitHub desktop app. So someone said that they don't have access to RPA developer 30 days team 3. So who is that? Rajni? Is it Rajni?
Yes, Bhavin.
So Rajni, your email ID is queenknight83rajni@gmail.com. Is it correct?
Yes, correct.
Fine. So Purnima, what happened is whatever changes you made, that's available for you to commit in your local first. Then you need to push it.
Okay.
Understand the flow first.
Uh-huh.
Then you can work. So first thing that we are going to do is first we will commit whatever changes that we made in our local machine, stating that okay, changes that I have made are okay and I can add it to server.
Okay.
So after adding it to local, then you will make a push request, push it to your server.
Okay.
So server will be GitHub.
Okay.
Okay. then you may need to make a pull request
Okay.
to make your changes reflect in my GitHub repo.
No. When I push it, it goes to the server. Then I pull it to download it in my server, or I mean my local, or no, I didn't get the pull.
Okay. So let me just add meeting notes. Okay.
Shall I
So
stop sharing? Or?
yes, please. So let me just add or show team notes so that I can open.
Are you sharing any screen? We are not. I'm not able to see.
No,
Yeah.
no. I am trying to open that and trying to share. Just a second. So did you understand what we did till now, or you didn't understand anything, any part of it?
Vajranga, we created a test file that I created a folder and I created a test file, right? That is
But
directly in
why
the server, no?
that is in your local?
But I saw other people's folders also.
Yeah, because they have already committed their code.
Vajrang, can I share my screen once?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. So till here I have completed.
Let's check. Okay, till what you have completed?
1 second. I logged into GitHub and I traversed to till your folder.
Okay.
Then after that I have clicked on fork.
Okay.
Yeah, you have already forked RPA 30 days. Then after that,
Yeah, others will help, I guess. Can you help, please?
Just you need to go to port, cross this. Port, that is the green color highlighted part.
The right side fork. You have done the fork part?
Yes,
The
already
code is
showing
done.
it
Code is
down.
done.
Oh,
Just
okay.
click on the code.
Yeah, cool.
Open with
Open with
GitHub,
this.
sorry.
Open with GitHub desktop.
No. She need to do her code, not mine. So you're signed in with other tab in window. Can you please refresh the session once? Yeah, so this is your code.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now you hit on open in that GitHub desktop. So first you need to log in to your GitHub desktop. Did you download GitHub desktop?
Yes, I downloaded it.
Open that and log in to GitHub desktop. Sign into GitHub. Authorize desktop. Open. Okay, hit on finish. There is no need for you to give all those details. Just hit on finish. Yeah. So on the right side, you see your repositories. Click on that and click on clone. Clone repository. Okay, for now, let's continue. So, Shiva, are you able to understand what we are doing, or you don't have any clue?
Yeah, I have to go through the videos from beginning, I think.
No, this is covered only in this video, not in the previous videos. Like we didn't work anything on the previous videos regarding this.
Uh, no, as of now, I'm not getting, but
Okay. So what we will do is just a second. So this is again our team notes. If you click on team notes, our team notes will have multiple sections. Process analysis is the first session. Softwares to download is task capture. YouTube videos, I have added all the videos. So day 1 demo, day 2, day 3. So till yesterday, whatever we have it here. So you can just check all the YouTube videos, whatever we have from here directly. Okay. So regarding GitHub, I'm trying to draw something so that it will be easier. So understand that we have a local machine. So local machine is our local desktop or our laptop. Okay, there is something that's residing in our laptop called GitHub Desktop. So this is used to maintain our repository. So repository, what is repo? It's a code base. Okay, so if you make any change, so just a second. So if I make any change, for example, if I just write, if I create a file and if I write hello world, GitHub will identify that there is a file change and it will prompt to me stating that, okay, file change, do you want to commit? So the option that I have is I can commit or I can ignore the changes. So let's go ahead and commit it. The other thing that we are going to see is something on cloud. So what is there on cloud? We have GitHub. Okay, other than GitHub, do we have any other services? GitLab and Microsoft Azure.
SharePoint, is it?
SharePoint is for
Yeah, Visual.
files. This is completely different. But
Okay.
you can also use SharePoint for versioning. That's again different task. So here, so to connect the connection or to maintain a connection between our local machine and our server or on GitHub, we are using GitHub Desktop as an option. There is
Okay.
also one more tool called Git SCM. So
Git?
this is Git SCM. This is a command line tool, CMD tool.
Okay.
So there
Mhm.
you may need to write or you may need to learn commands like git git push, git pull, everything. But here GitHub Desktop is the UI version of it.
Okay.
Okay. Now when I make this hello change, that's not available in this GitHub, right?
Yeah.
Because that's made only in my local machine. So from GitHub, what I need to do first, I need to make a commit, and I need to mention. And I need to mention, what did I need to mention? I need to mention changed file or create a new file.
With the version number or something, right?
No
Or...
need. Changed file or created file.
Okay.
So once it is done, it will create a committed copy. Like it will create a copy within our local machine stating that, okay, whatever changes you have made, I have accepted it and I have made my own version. But now what happened is this version is not matching with our online version because there is this file change that is committed. So we need to make a pull request now or push request. So whatever changes that we made that are actually in our local, so make a push request. Push to server. So Swapna, can you tell me from the beginning what we are doing?
Sir, we are maintaining the code repository. To maintain the code, we are using
GitHub.
Yeah, GitHub. So for that, we have downloaded GitHub desktop version in our local system. Now we are trying to commit one sample file.
Exactly. So we have committed the code in our local machine, but that code is not available on the server for others to access.
Yes.
So we are making a push request.
Yes.
Okay. So what you can do, so Sudhira, can you please share your screen back?
Yes.
Shiva, do you have machine turned on for you?
Yeah, I've turned on. I think it is not taking the email ID as of now.
I think you can just try to access it from browser and you can log in if you want.
Yeah, I think to connect ID, so
Just try to share your screen. Yeah.
I have a small doubt here.
Yes, tell me.
So when I create a local copy and I'm committing it, why should I change the file name that anyway is not existing currently in the server? So why am I forced to change that file name?
So let's assume that you created a new code. This is not just a file name.
Okay.
This is any code.
Okay.
That should be accessed by others. Like the team should have access for your code.
Yeah, but in my local, let's say I've given test.
So don't take it as
same name,
test.
I can't.
Don't take it as test. Take it as an RE framework project.
Okay.
Okay. Now what?
So I'll have, even for RE framework project, I'll have a XAML name or something,
exactly,
right? I'll have.
Right. Yes.
So test. Let's say it's test.xaml itself.
Yes.
So okay. I'm committing it. Why can't I commit with test.xaml itself? Why should I change that name?
You can commit. There is no restriction. But okay. The file should have some data. It will not commit empty files.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, fine.
Okay. So yes, you can add in the comment about description on the left side stating that okay, that is compulsory. Description may or may not be needed. So what you can do is create a new file.
Sorry, I'm just missing out on something.
First commit or something. You just need to add some content on that or comment on that. And at the bottom, you can see there is a plus symbol with human sign.
Yes.
If you add or click on that, you can add some co-author, someone who worked on this. You can mention them. You can mention my name, Vajrang.
Okay. This is right.
Yes, commit to main. So now
I should one sec. Sorry.
Just a second. Just a second. Puni, just a second. Description is not required. You can leave it empty.
Okay.
Yeah, Puni, you were asking something.
In description, I should put Vajrang, is it?
No. There is a human symbol plus icon.
Yeah.
To co-author someone. That's where you need to use. Okay. So now if you see the changes are committed once you click on commit in your local machine. Okay, and it's saying you have one local commit and it's waiting to be pushed to GitHub. When you hit on, so just wait, go to GitHub in the browser first and see whether changes are available in the GitHub or not. Yeah, hit on code. No, code.
Here, right?
Code on the left side, code. So this is my workflow. If you click or if you hit on the icon, GitHub icon on the top left, you will go to your code. Top left, yeah. Open Sudhira 30 days code. Yes. So if you see here, there is no folder with your name.
Yes.
Okay. Now what you can do, you can go to GitHub desktop. So now whatever local copy that we have, we are committing it to server.
Yes.
Okay. Hit on push to origin. So when you push to origin, then so in the history you can see the changes that are made. So you just created a new history. Okay. Now on the left side, yeah, go to GitHub, this GitHub website. Yes, and refresh.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see
Yeah.
the file? But if you open my GitHub desktop on the left, open it in a separate tab. There is a tab on the left side, right? Yes. Yeah. So if you see, there is hit on code. There is no code. There is no updated code of yours.
Yes.
So to make changes or to commit changes, you need to request permissions from my login for my login.
Okay.
Bajrang, sorry, can you please pause a little? I am lost actually.
Okay, let's do one thing. Let's go with Purni's code.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Purni, please share your screen.
Sure.
Please be quick.
Yeah. I'm here. Okay. I'm in this thing. Can you see my screen?
No, it's still loading. Just a second.
Vajrang, one question. Quick question.
Yes.
Can we change the content in the file rather than file name?
You can change the content and you need to commit again.
Oh, yeah. No. We can change the file name, the content, anything.
Anything. Any change you make, any change, it's a change. Anything, even a single space or dot, it's a change.
Okay, got it.
So yes, go to GitHub desktop. Desktop app.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now you need to push the changes so that it reflects in your repo inside server.
Okay.
Push to origin. Yeah, hit on push to origin.
Yeah, I have pushed. It's saying fetching.
Okay, I think there is screen delay from your end. We are
last.
Okay. So
it says, yeah.
Is it done?
Yes, it says fetch origin. Last fetched just now.
Yeah, because it's already fetched. Like you have already updated and you got all the changes. So if you go back to GitHub website and refresh, you will see your changes, but you will not see Sudhira's changes.
Okay, where is refresh? Should I just reload it again?
Or? Yes, correct. F5.
Okay.
Can you scroll down and see your folder?
Yeah, I can see my name and my folder I can see now.
But you are not able to see Sudhira's folder, right?
Sudhira's folder. No, I'm not able to see Sudhira's folder.
So what we need to do, Sudhira, you to do the same thing, and Swapna and Rajni, you to do the same thing. Go to the top, and create a pull request.
Pull request, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Next to code.
Yes.
Here.
New pull request.
Yes. Create a new pull request.
Okay. Create pull request.
So it says that you are able to merge all the changes without any conflicts. So when there are some changes in my code and the same changes are there are different changes in your code, then it will throw conflicts. But now this is fine. So you can just hit on create a pull request.
It says here 2 contributors. Who are the 2 contributors?
You and me.
Okay. Okay.
Create a pull
Bajrang,
request.
Bajrang, once I click on the human button, it is asking for the co-author. Should I refer your name?
So it's not mandatory. If you want, you can add. But I just said that there is an option to add something, some name or someone from your team. Okay, you can ignore it and you can commit and push. So
And anything need to be added in description part?
not needed. Description is not compulsory.
Okay, so just commit to mail.
Correct.
So if I'm not adding any co-contributors or something, then what happens? Others can see my file, but they can't make changes and commit it, is it?
No, nothing like that will happen. GitHub is entirely open to all the team members. Like whatever code changes you make, if you committed it online, then it's accessible to everyone in the team.
Then what is the difference of putting a contributor or the co-owner there?
Yeah, so it's not co-owner, it's a contributor. So let's say that for a single issue, if multiple people have worked, so
Okay.
but the code is will be committed from your local machine.
Okay.
But if you just want to inform others that someone else also worked with me, then you can use this
Oh,
option.
okay. 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 Got it.
Okay.
Fine.
Sudhira, did you make a pull request?
Yes.
So what we'll do, I'm sharing my screen. So let me just.
It says this branch has no conflicts with the base branch.
Exactly. So base branch
Okay.
is my branch.
Okay.
Your branch has no conflicts with my branch. So you can commit it and you can save it. Okay. So can you see the screen?
Yes.
So there are 2 pull requests for me. First one by Sudhira, second one by Purnima. So what I can do, I can open and I can see if there are any conflicts. So this branch has no conflicts. So I can just say approve and I will close with commit. So this is approved and then let's see commit changes. So let's also see if the code is updated in my machine.
Yeah, I got a pull request closed. Yeah, approved.
Approved, pull request closed. So I'm just
Yes.
checking if that's available in my maybe I didn't commit the pull request. Let's see. So what I'll do, I'll first commit the or merge the pull request, squash and merge, squash and merge. Now I will commit. Approved. So comment. So this is approved and then this is merged. So there's difference between closed and merged. So I have merged Purni's code, but I haven't merged your code. I just closed your pull request. So Purnima I had, but I don't think Sudhira's code is available. Sudhira, can you create a separate pull request again?
Yeah, sure.
From my side, will I be getting anything? Any
Yeah.
comment? It says Vajram commented now.
Yes, it's
And
closed,
it
right?
says owner. Pull request closed. So now from my side, what should I do? Nothing?
Nothing. So your code is updated in the main repo.
Okay. Okay.
So if I
So
want
I
to
have not done
access,
pull request so far, right? I have not done any pull request so far, isn't it?
you have already made one pull request, and that pull request is 141
Oh.
ID.
Vajrang, it says choose different branches of folks about to discuss and review.
Okay, do one thing. Change file content and continue with the same steps. Commit, push, and then make a pull request.
Okay.
So am I getting more pull requests from Rajni and Swapna?
Bajrang, it is asking for next and drag and drop cherry pick copy
That's not
comments to
required.
another.
That's not required.
Yes, once I click on the push origin, after that I'm not getting any option.
You need to go to GitHub website. There you need to make a pull request. Okay, we should be done with today's training session. So, what's the status with? Yeah. So, Shiva, what is the status of your code? You said that there is an issue, right? To be resolved. Shiva. Hello. Shiva, you may need to recheck with your internet connectivity. You're completely breaking. We don't have proper reception of yours. Sudhira, did you make a pull request?
Yeah, I'm doing.
Rajni, what about you?
I think I have missed something. Can I share my screen once again, please?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
So hit on history once. So on the left side you see there is a created file with your name Rajni.
Yes.
Okay. Now the file is already pushed into GitHub website. Go to GitHub. GitHub website,
Desktop?
not desktop. Desktop is something that you have already done. So GitHub website.
Vajrang, I have one question.
Yes, Swapna, tell me.
Can I share my screen?
Give me a second. Let Rajni complete it, then you can. Hit on sign in. Yeah, hit on RPA 30 days. Yeah, can you see your folder?
Yes.
Go to the top. Create a pull request. Pull requests and then create a pull request. So you're making changes or you're asking my approval to commit your changes in my code because mine is the base branch.
Oh, okay. That is why we are doing a pull, right?
Yes, create a pull request. So you're asking me to pull all the changes that you made.
Because I have cloned your repository.
Correct. Create a create pull request.
This one?
Yes. So on the top you can see able to merge. If you don't find able to merge, it means that there is some issue that you need to rectify. For now you can create a pull request. Yes, create a pull request. Now yours is 143 and this branch has no conflicts. Once I approve, you will be able to see the changes in my code.
Okay. I got it.
Okay, so I'm making a pull request and I am approving your pull request. Yeah, that's done. You can go into my code and you can just see the changes that you made. Yes, Swapna, you can share your screen now.
How do I go to your code, Vajran? So I click on the, instead of Purni, I
You can click on my Vajrang-B, Vajrang-B /
Yeah.
Here?
Yes, go to RPA 30 days program.
This one?
Yeah. Scroll down, you can see your name.
Yes.
Okay, the changes are also available.
Okay. So one question, Bajranga, that whenever I make any changes, every time I need to do this push request, a pull request.
So let's say that there are 10 issues you resolved. For every issue you may commit, but for all the 10 issues you can make one pull request. Okay. This is
Vajrang, I don't. Yeah.
Vajrang, sorry, how do I go to your thing? I'm not able to find that link to go to yours.
search in GitHub Vajrang-B and you can find RPA 30 days.
Okay,
program.
that's
Swapna,
fine.
you want to share your screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please do it fast.
I am sharing my screen.
Yeah, I saw.
Sir, I created this one I created new text document in my folder.
Okay. Now go to GitHub website.
Okay.
Yes. Website. Yeah, whatever you have shown is correct. Why are you moving into other file? Pull request. Yeah. Pull request, you have it, right? Open that. You already have the tab, Swapna. The second tab.
I'm not able to see that screen. 1 second.
Yeah, that one. Click on that. Yeah, second one. Yes.
Do one thing. Open a new tab and try to.
Control T also. Okay.
Just go to GitHub. Not GitHub, but desktop. GitHub. Yeah. Open Swapna Walmart / RPA developers. No, not that. At the bottom you have repositories.
Bottom here it is.
On the left side.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Create a pull request. Create new pull request. Here you can see the changes that are different from your machine and your code and my code. The change is new text document is created.
Yes, this is the one.
Okay. Hit on create pull request on the top. Green option. Create pull request.
Okay.
Now you made a request for me to approve. Whatever changes you made, you asked me to approve the changes in my machine or my code. So I didn't get a pull request yet. Can you please check if it is done? Create a pull request. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just trying to refresh and I have your pull request and I'm going to approve. Let's see. So we are covering every day a new topic, so don't miss the sessions because the first week will always be new and every day a new concept will be learned. But this will be the stage for every day for all the 30 days that we are working on. So
Yeah.
be attentive.
Vajrang.
Yes.
Sorry. If I'm asking for a pull request, it says quick setup. If you have done this kind of, it's asking for the setup. Can I share my screen, please?
Confirm crash. Yes. One check failed. Just a second. Waiting.
Sure.
What? Request. So Rajni, you had Swapna, right? Right now, who committed? Yeah, Swapna, I may need. I think I revoked the changes because there was some conflict. You may need to recommit and publish the code. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Someone is asking a question. Purni, are you asking a question?
No, Sudhira.
Yeah. Sudhir, tell me.
When I'm going for a new pull request, it's saying like to quick setup.
Okay, this is not required. This again, see, this is for your local or your Sudhira separate repo. You can go into my repo and you can hit on OK. So what happened is the repo that you have created, it doesn't have any local copy. So it doesn't have
Okay.
any changes. That is the reason you cannot create any pull request. So it's asking you to first make some changes and then make a pull request.
Okay. So I have given a different file name.
No.
Like,
See the URL, Sudhira and Sudhira. That's the repo. But ours is RPA30days program repo, right?
Okay.
So go to hit on the icon, GitHub icon on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can see RPA30days. Yeah. Now you can make pull requests.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Create a pull request again. Create a pull request. Yep. So you can complete the pull request, close the pull request by yourself if you don't want it to continue. But I can also commit squash
When I
match.
create a pull request, it's asking for a pull request name.
It will ask you because it will guide you, or it will be the comment to make sure that users understand for what the changes are being made.
So I should write some title and comment, is it?
Yeah, ideally it should be the task ID or the if you have Splunk, or if you have created some dashboards, and or if you are maintaining some ticketing tool like Remedy, there you will have an ID. So you can mention those details here.
That will be in the name. I have to give that.
So again, that depends upon the organization how they are maintaining. But again, all these details are just to give more information of what you're trying to do.
Okay, got it.
Okay, let's stop for today's session. I want Shiva to talk. Shiva?
Yeah.
So what is the status of your use case?
Actually, use cases are on my company's asset. So yeah, I think yesterday it was resolved because I used it on the other Edge. I used that case. So it, on Chrome it is not working. We can come up with that, but I will adjust with these classes because it's like a big new classes for me, because I just completed all the modules on UiPath. That's it.
Okay.
This yeah.
Okay, fine. So for now there is no questions for you, right?
Yeah, from my end it's
okay, fine. So quick feedback. Anyone want to give a feedback? So Rajni, for today's session, is it fast? Is it slow? What exactly what did you feel?
No, not at all comparable, that is fast or slow, but it is like that it was a totally new concept for me. And also, I've gone through one link that is available in your Teams where we will get more details on GitHub. I have read some paragraphs, though not in detail. So it's interesting and definitely something new.
Okay, you would have seen the CC comments that it's generating. Fine. So Swapna, how did you feel about this today's session?
Yeah, it is clear.
Clear for you? Great to hear. Thank you so much for today's session. Have a great day. If you are in US, have a great night. A good night. But tomorrow, what we will do, we'll try to connect our studio with Orchestrator. But what I suggest is, even before we start this session, if you watch some videos and if you can work, try to do that so that so we can complete more things because this is already Thursday and we have only Friday and Saturday. We should complete one use case by this week. If we are using a simple use case, we can complete it, but I just don't want to do that. I don't want to rush anything. Just try to understand and learn the things first. Then even we have 3 more weeks, we can complete things faster in those 4 weeks, 3 other weeks. Okay. But I suggest you to please put some extra effort so that we can move faster. Okay.
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 Vajra, what about that mock interview?
Okay. So if you want to leave, please leave. So there will be a mock interview for Purni for now. Okay. Let's continue, Purni.
Yeah, sure.
If you want, you can leave, by the way. Yeah. So Purni, I had your resume. So let's start with the basic question. Like, tell me about yourself or tell me about your work. So when I ask you, tell me about yourself, you need to talk about the work that you are doing that is relevant to the current job description.
Okay. Not the overall work journey.
Not required.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Tell
So
me, please.
basically I'm an MCA graduate. So I'll just give a small brief on what I've started on, then move on to this little bit, not too much, right? Otherwise,
Sure. Please go ahead. Do whatever.
so I'm an MCA graduate. Started off my career with full stack development, and then moved on to being a team lead with accessing medium to small size projects with a couple of technologies, .NET and other open source technologies. And post that, I moved on to into the project management business aspect, wherein I was dealing with the client interactions and deadlines and handling a team. I had a technical counterpart who was actually helping with the day-to-day technicalities. And post that, I realized that I wanted to upskill myself. So the entire 2020 I've spent in in the basics of UiPath and certifying myself. And after that, getting into some couple of projects which I have done. And one of it is a demo chatbot, and that is, though it's a demo, it was for demo purposes, not like live data or anything. But I did do end-to-end handling of the the chatbot, how it works. So I got a good understanding of the concept. But my main project was actually, it's called Resume Bot. So here, Resume Bot was actually a problem statement given by the placement company, which had jobs on one hand and the resumes on the other hand. All we did was needed to match it and send the email to the HR. So as simple as it may sound, I did encounter some challenges here. One was the resumes are very unstructured. As we all know, it's not like invoices and PDFs. I mean, invoices or receipts, which has some kind of a structure. At least in the Indian scenario, the resumes are quite unstructured with respect to skill sets and various other details. So the first challenge was, how do I take out the skill sets from the resume and parse it? Because to match it, I need to parse it first. Then secondly, all these resumes came in various different extensions. One was doc, docx, RTF, PDF, somewhere with images, somewhere without images. So all kinds of challenges were there. So first I tried using, explored, jumped into advanced tools like, I tried to explore document understanding and whether I should really explore AI tools and all. Then I thought it was purely on an instinctive basis that I thought that no, let me try out the simpler steps. So I stepped back. When I stepped back, I realized, this channel was a little tough for me in the sense that the resume part was too many uncertainties. So I moved on to the other side. The other side was the jobs. So jobs, what happened was the two source channels where the jobs come from. One is, the big sites like Naukri and Monster. And the other one is the customer gives ad hoc inquiries like, okay, give me some Java developers, give me some, all these things. So there were two channels which gave this. So I wanted to explore this area more to see if I have some opening here. So we were a team of 5, and I asked the couple of team of 5, including myself. So I asked the first, two of my teammates to look into database extractions of Naukri and Monster. So when that happened, they were able to extract some skill sets. So what I did was I gave them generic keywords. Like, for example, I said, search for Java developer or project management or Microsoft technologies. See, all these things, the reason why I did was, they will give me a maximum list of jobs rather than being very, very cliched and specific. So I first used, I gave them an Excel of 30 generic keywords. I said, extract 100 jobs from these. And as soon as I clicked on it, I realized, so when I sat with them after the data extraction, I realized that each of those links, if you checked out Monster and Naukri, each of those links have sub skill sets. For example, even if you search for Java developers, when you click on it, they might ask J2E, they might ask SQL experience, they might have, MS SQL, whatever other things were there. So all I could see in those sites were a lot of skill sets. So I immediately got an idea. Okay, in resume, I need to do a skill set comparison, but resume is not allowing me to go near it at the moment. So what I did was I told them, whatever with this Excel that you have, for the primary keywords, just use that and give me those sub skill sets. Again, there was another challenge here that each of the sub skill sets differ. How do we store it? Where do we store it? It can range from one skill set to about 100 skill sets, right? So for each of those roles. So should we create 100 columns? Should we create one column? How do we do it? So again, that was a challenge. So I knew that the database will become larger and larger if we are just going to keep creating columns for each of the skill sets. So I told them, just give me comma separated values. It doesn't matter it's 1 or 100 or 10. So they actually put comma separated values, and within no time, I got a list of skills. So all I did was, from my end, I took those skill sets, made a unique table of databases. Luckily, it is an IT project, so we have, just a few thousands of keywords which can be made unique, and so, without any reputation, within no time, I got thousands of records, which was a database of skill sets. Now I wanted to step back to the traditional method, simple method, not explore any high-end options. So I just took the database skill sets, tried a simple string manipulation technique. Now, how do I extract the contents of these resumes? Resumes also come in various extensions. So read PDF, read Word doc file, and all of that was actually too much, because again, even in doc, I could find that there is a doc and docx. That version, one version was not working with the other version. So I used a read all file text, which is generic across any extension. So it goes to the root level, just blindly takes the text. It doesn't do anything, doesn't care about what format, what extension. And I did a straight simple string manipulation with each of those keywords traversing through these thousands of resume samples I had taken. Yes, and to my surprise, it was really fast. Within a minute or two, it was actually able to extract and pass me the skill set. So all I had to do was take the resume name. If it matched with the skill set, even one skill set, then it would put it into it and say this has matched, and again with comma separated values. I was also able to extract the email address and phone number using regex and string manipulation techniques. So using this, I was able to build a skill sets. Of course, it did not work for OCRs. I had to, it didn't work for resumes with images. I had to use OCR techniques where I open the file and it goes through one step after the other. But that was at least for the selected resumes. But on one hand, majority of the resumes I was able to extract. And here now, on one hand, I have an Excel with job openings with comma separated values of skill sets. And on the other hand, I have resumes which showed me what are my skills. Like Purnima.doc will have UiPath, project management, team leading, whatever. So even if one of it matches, I put it into a folder, zip it up and send it to email to the HR. So this was the first level step. Of course, it doesn't, weightage of your experience, considering your work experience or all that was at the next level. So I was not ventured into that as yet, but I did present this idea to somebody at the UiPath level. Just spoke about them, and they actually said you mimicked a cute UI AI tool without using any AI techniques or anything, and it has come out quite well. So why don't you write a white paper on which I didn't get to do it. I didn't do it. By the time, I got on a contractual basis with IBM for a project lead role, though I did not, I wanted to actually get into automation. So while I was doing it, I'm also exploring, I'm attending the certification program again. Process mining, task mining, we used GitHubs and all the integrations that we do end to end on a cloud level. So I'm upskilling myself on that as well. And yes, I'm geared up now to enter the world of automation with all these things. So I'm looking for a career move here. So yeah.
Great to hear all the details, Puni. So what exactly can you bring in, like in the technical perspective? I do understand that you are.
Bajrang, you're getting voice is getting cut. I didn't hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So fine. So what kind of technical capabilities can you bring on to? Can you bring with your experience, like with respect to UI? Let's talk more on UI front. Have you created any custom activities with UiPath?
Personally, I have used only predefined activities, by and large, not really created custom activities.
Great. Now, with these activities that you have already used, tell me few activities that you need to use for sure in every project, and any activity that caught your attention, that this is one specific activity that is special, or a unique activity, something like that.
So typically, I use all the standard activities which is used for Excel. So that is my base for many of the projects that many of those concepts that I'd explored. I use all the Excel. And because I researched with documents, I found the OCR engine concept and document understanding concept very unique. OCR had its, though it was challenging to use an OCR, the very fact that I had to explore various documents, whether it works or not, that was exciting for me. And document understanding, though personally I tried and it did not work because I found the resume too unstructured. Maybe I should deep dive and find out whether these things are possible into deeper level. But the concept of how you train your documents and how that document can behave the way you want to was very interesting for me. I enjoyed that part, exploring it, though for my project I couldn't really find a direct solution to it. I did find it a bit slow, but that was a very enticing concept for me, which struck me actually. Yeah.
Okay, if there is a project that we receive, and how can you do analysis on the project and give out details like what can be the project timeline, and what are the requirements, and how much time does it going to take? And I'm actually talking about the feasibility analysis for any particular project. How can you tell me how will you do that?
So firstly, when we look at a project, there are various concepts that we need to consider. One is whether the process itself can be automated, or it can be semi-automated, or it can be fully automated. So we need to have a clear understanding of it. If it requires too many human interventions or handwritten documents or too many chaotism within the organization, I wouldn't really call it a chaotism. I'd say a lot of intellectual contributions and a lot of things, then that part, it's best left as it is at the moment. We can focus more on the simpler parts, which is straight, which is either sequential or a simpler decision making, like flowcharts or a state machine model, which is a large size project. So that I would first segregate that, whether it's automatable, semi-automatable, or fully automatable. So that part is something that we need to consider first. And after that, we need to consider what is the time we are really saving in terms of, suppose I'm using 2 months to build, do a skill, like, I'm doing a process which requires a lot of human intervention, and complete the process in, let's say 2 months, and my bot sequence basically runs for just 5 minutes in a year, and it doesn't save too much of time for me, then it is meaningless that, all this effort I still have to go through with my bot just running 5 minutes a year, as opposed to, the faster or the better ways, because it does come with a cost. Automation does come with a cost. So it has to balance at all times. And we also need to see whether, what are the various exceptions, or what are the various error handlings that we need to do, because those are equally important. Like, what if the transaction fails, what do we do next, whether those sequences are also possible to be integrated into the project, and all these things. And return of investment is something I would definitely focus on, which shows me the number of efforts that we are putting in vis-a-vis the total cost that we are investing in it, and converting to a percentile and checking, if my ROI is just 1%, then there is no point. Or if my ROI is 20-25%, I'm still saving on some costs there and some time there, then I'd definitely go ahead. So these are the prerequisites that I would definitely consider before plunging into the development.
Okay. So what kind of documents have you created and will you create while working on the projects?
So basically, I have helped in creation. I have not created it all by myself. It is I've been a part of business requirement documents, process flow diagrams, and the technical, yes, not much of it, but all those versions and all that, what are all required, is some part of it. I have worked on these documents.
Okay, fine. Now let's assume that there is a use case. In that use case, you are asked to create a solution structure, or you are asked to create an architecture for that solution. So what are your steps? So the feasibility part is done. All you need to tell about is how will you create the structure and make sure the project runs successfully. What are the steps that you will take?
Okay, so once we are done with the feasibility document, I write down the business requirements document. So once I know that, okay, these are the things I will be automating, these are the things I'll not be automating, I will need to put in what is in scope, what is not in scope, and what are the risks involved in this, and what are the assumptions I'm making, and various other things. Make it clear. So it's a user friendly document. It's not technical. It does not talk about what versioning I'm doing, or what kind of features or studios I'm using. All that will not be here. It's a simple user friendly document written in English language, where the customer and the developer team gets into an agreement saying that, okay, these are the things that we will be starting with, and this is the area we will be focusing on, so that it's very, very clear. It's like an SOW between between both the parties. So once that is done, the output of this will be a simple document that will be an input for me for a design document. So here is where I decide, okay, so we have these requirements. Now, how do I go about it? What is the version? What are the things that we need? what is the version of UiPath Studio, what are the orchestrator that we need, and how many bots do we need, do we have enough licenses, and how do we go about with any other configurations that are required, and third-party integration tool is there. How do we put it all in technical terms and decide what is the cost that we are going to incur in terms of manpower versus number of people vis-a-vis the time taken by each person, and draft up a plan and to be presented again, in integration with the business requirement document. Everything should be in scope. Then again, we present it to the client saying that this is what it is and this is how the manpower. So we are going ahead with this.
And just a second. So when you're saying business requirement document, instead of that, say a PDD. So whatever you have
discussed,
should say
PDD, is it?
Yes, process definition document.
Process definition document, and that also includes the process flow diagram. Basically, whatever we did in the task capture, right, Vajra?
Yes, correct.
Okay, got it.
Okay, whatever you have said, everything is correct. But instead of a business requirement document, tell it as PDD, because it will have as this person to be processed, in scope, out scope, who are the stakeholders, everything, business rule exceptions, everything will be mentioned in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm done with the mock interview, and I find that all the answers are as per the requirement, and I don't want you to make any changes. Only thing is, on the first question, tell me about yourself. You concentrated more on the use case rather than on the RPA activities that you have done. So if you can add something that is related to RPA, then people will be much more interested to hear it completely. So the reason that I'm saying is you are talking about some code that you have written, but if you can say that you did everything with UiPath, then it will be much more helpful for you.
Okay, so I have to talk about what activity I used, what package I used for that.
Not exactly. Not exactly. Let's say that if you are using some query, you can say that there is SQL activities that you have used to query the document. There is some stored procedure activity that you have used to get the document and so get the values. And since you're also saying that you have created a database, so for interacting with the database, you just used UiPath activities. And for the data that you have received, you use CSV activities. So something like that, so that it will be in line with what exactly an RPA developer will do.
Right. So I'm having some gap also here, Vajran. So I have not used databases. I have used Excel only primarily. So what I'm saying, see, I know a lot of things. What I realized it's in these interviews, I know a lot of things where, I conceptually explain to them. Yes. But when they ask me specifically certain things in practicality, like let's say you have a website and suddenly, you're data extracting and continuously the pop-up comes. So how will you deal with it? So how will
do you know the answer?
I asked one of the interviewers for the answer. He says you have to use pickup branch parallel activity. That's all he said. I do not know, and because these pop-ups are unpredictable. So these kind of practical questions, I'm not able to, I have a few other questions also like that, which is because I'm telling them conceptually and I'm telling them theoretically more. And for example, RE framework, I've not worked, but I've put RE framework in my resume because I know the concept. So, and if I don't put RE frameworks in the keyword search, it doesn't show up, So I'm doing these tricks and, small things to kind of, covering it up and, saying it. That's what I feel. So that is a gap I want to bridge and I want to learn it really well.
Okay. So if you want to change, when there is system exception, there is a screenshot that will be generated. So where will you change the path of the screenshot?
When there is a system exception?
A screenshot will be taken up, right? By RE framework.
Okay, I don't know this actually.
So what happens is in set transaction status, there will be three options: success, business rule exception, system exception.
Okay.
So earlier I have mentioned you, right? When there is business rule exception in the success, the transaction item will be incremented.
Yeah.
But when it's system exception, we will inform stakeholders and we will restart the machine or restart the process. So when we are doing that, it will actually take the current state screenshot, whatever the machine state it is available, it will take the screenshot and it will send.
It will send it to who?
It will save it locally and it will send it to the stakeholders to whomever we mentioned.
Okay, email, whatever we are sending it, email.
Correct.
Okay.
So that it will be like a warning sign for the team. So where can you change it? You can change it in the config.
Okay.
Screenshots path.
Screenshot path, yeah. Config file. Yes, I've used config file. Yes. Oh, there we change it.
There
okay.
if we change it, then it will be done. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you are not using orchestrator queues, where can you change the retry number?
You can do in the properties. You can do a retry option in the properties itself. For example, if the submit.
Again, that will be there as a value inside config. There will be constants. In their constants, there will be an option called retry, a max retry number, and there you need to mention. But if it is a orchestrator queue item, then orchestrator will automatically handle what is the retry number. You need not do it.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Actually, I've done this, that retry options in the config, but when you asked me, I'm not able to connect that. This is the answer for that. Yeah.
So that's fine. I think you will be able to crack the interview. I don't see an issue until and unless they go deep into every activity, and if they ask you, then it will be a problem. But according to the project, and if you're going as a lead, don't try for a RPA developer role for your experience.
Okay.
Go for either a project manager role or a lead role.
Okay. Even in project management, Vajrang, I'm let me be very honest with you, since you're my mentor. So I'm also very conceptual. If you ask me if I really handled some end-to-end projects.
That's fine. Don't worry about what others will think, and don't worry about if the answer is correct or not. Whatever you're saying is correct, and that's what is expected. So give out your best, and you're already confident, so just talk something like that. Okay.
Thank you so much, Vajrang. It's just such a great help. And I will modify my resume in the format that you had sent it to me, and I will just share it with you sometime. And please do give in your thoughts.
Sure. I'll do that.
Thanks a ton, Vajrang. Thank you so much. This course is helping me to know ends. I mean, it's amazing.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.